Welcome back to Arguing Semantics, coming to you once again from a very exhausted Tuesday in the field. Still working 60 to 70 hour work weeks right now, so I haven't been able to get to any big videos in quite a while, but I've got some time this weekend. I may be able to get something out, maybe the Multiverse of Madness video that's been sitting on my memory card for months at this point. But today I just wanted to come in and do some quick updates on quite a few things that I saw lately. Do some quick reviews. Now the first one, I'm just going to get it out of the way because most of you have probably already seen it. And that would be Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick is easily sitting in my second or third best movie of the year so far. It basically is, in many ways, trucks going by, a lot of trucks going by. It basically is my second or third favorite movie of the year so far. I'll get to the other second or third later. But it basically does do just everything that the original did, just better. Better cinematography, better plot pacing. It hits a lot of the same story beats, but it does, it adds a layer to them that was really nice with the kind of father-son dynamic this time around. Not to mention the fact that what they achieve cinematically with the plane fights in this is just second to none. It really was just a ground up, just very, very good movie. Is it going to blow your mind? At least as far as story goes, no. Is it going to win Best Picture? No. Is it going to sweep the technical categories? Very likely. Just a very, very fun movie. Definitely worth your time if you haven't seen it already, which by all accounts you probably have. Based on its take, it's been probably seen by everybody who wants to at this point, but I do recommend it. Second, I'm going to go to The Gray Man on Netflix. The Gray Man starring Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans and Anna de Armas is apparently based on a book series of the same name. Is a spy thriller, and it was just okay. I am more and more starting to feel like the Russo brothers are better writers than they are directors. The Russo brothers, of course, being the directors of Captain America, Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War, and then the last two Avengers movies. Overall, their direction is, it's good, it's serviceable, but it's not great, and this movie kind of puts that into perspective. Like, the writing is pretty good. There's a lot of great one-liners, a lot of fun sequences. There are some set pieces in particular that are really, really well done, like a fight that transfers from a kind of city square onto a train. That's just incredibly well done, but most of it it's just okay. The editing isn't great. The overuse lighting effects, artificial lighting effects I should say, and the overall story doesn't do anything particularly new or interesting. The characters themselves are just okay. There's no reason, I feel, to come back, and there are some other side characters that are clearly being set up for sequels or spin-offs that I don't think were worth the time in this movie. It feels like they're going to try to build a cinematic universe out of it, and I don't think we really need it. It was just okay. It's a good movie to just throw on if you don't want to pay too much attention. The next one I want to bring up, on the other hand, one that was just incredibly fun, was Triple R. Triple R is a Bollywood film revolving around two men who both get involved in a revolution against the British occupation in their own ways during the British occupation of India. The thing to know going in is that it is a Bollywood movie. It is very over the top. There are unnecessary songs and dance sequences, but those dance sequences are great. The music is good, and it has some of the best over the top fight scenes that I've seen this side of Hong Kong. It definitely has some Hong Kong wire fighting feel in different parts. As long as you can turn your brain off to some of the plot inconsistencies, which would be my only kind of shot against it. There's a lot of stuff that the timelines don't really match up, but it is definitely worth your time. I'm a little annoyed that the and this is just me being a nitpicky movie dork, that they only have it in Hindu on Netflix. So it's in a foreign language, but it's still dubbed, so the mouths don't quite match up. It just feels weird, but it is very fun. The only other two complaints is that the British are cartoonishly evil, like so over the top evil that it's like, this feels like a little bit much. But it's also told from a different perspective. You know, it's told from the Hindu perspective, which, you know, the Indian perspective, which I could live with. You know, if we get our jingoistic movies, they can have theirs too. But other than that, it's super fun. The only other thing is the female villain. She appears on screen, and the first thing I could think of was her face isn't period. You'll know what I mean when you get there. But yeah, super fun, great action, great cinematography, really well done special effects overall, relatively speaking. They're very cartoony, but the movie is basically an action cartoon, so it's really great. It also gets also warning, it does get pretty dark because you're dealing with the British occupation. Just keep that in mind. It is more violent than you expect it to be initially. And then finally, the last thing I want to bring up quick is Nope. Nope and Maverick are currently vying for my second place favorite movies of the year. While I know this movie has been super divisive, I personally fall on the side of it's really good. I like a good slow burn horror sci-fi movie, so this, you know, trips a lot of triggers for me. Also, I feel like a lot of the issue with this movie, outside of the fact that it is, you know, very slow and very long, I feel like people keep expecting Get Out, in the sense of Get Out was a very well done movie, but also wore its influences and its themes on its sleeve. Like, it was very direct. Like, there were layers to it, but the actual story was pretty direct as far as what they were trying to say, what he was trying to say with it. And then with Us, I feel like he was more just doing a tone piece, something that would be interesting and be creepy. More that I think there are layers to the story that you can tell, but I think it was more just this is creepy. Whereas Nope's problem is that its themes are much more subtle and subversive and very buried. So while it can be kind of tough to watch sometimes because it is long and there is some silliness that takes away from certain sequences, and the ending is a bit too long and weird, I still really loved what he was doing, and it's been so fun to kind of unpack and hear people talking about this movie and the way the different themes tie in to some of the other themes that he has been bringing up. I highly recommend this movie. Just know that it is a slow burner going in, and I think you'll have a good time with it. But yeah, I think those are all of the things that we've kind of watched lately. I've also been watching, you know, various TV shows. We've been catching up on some stuff. You know, watched Obi-Wan, been watching Miss Marvel. I'm finally getting into Star Trek Discovery, and yeah, this first season's it's interesting, but it is really rough. We'll see how I'm gonna power through, because I've heard the most recent seasons are good. Also, the other one that's been a surprise is the Orville reboot, half reboot that they've been doing is really good. It still has that kind of low budget feel to it, but it feels like they got a bigger budget since they've moved to just streaming, and on top of that, they supersized the episodes, so they're all between an hour and an hour and a half long, instead of the traditional 45 to 42 you get with a network show, and it is so much better for it. The storytelling is much more complex, and if it weren't for the fact that I've been hearing Strange New Worlds is really good, it's probably the best Star Trek show that I've watched in a while. Like, it is out Star Trekking Star Trek right now, at least as far as what I've seen. Like I said, I still haven't gotten to Strange New Worlds, and I've heard that's really good. But yeah, that's kind of everything I've been watching so far. Just some quick recommendations. Also, if anybody is looking for work and lives in the state of Minnesota, my company, USIC Locating, is hiring. We start at $20.50, and If you have any other questions, you can, message me down in the comments. We are kind of desperate for people right now. So yeah, just let me know. Anyway, that being said, my name is James, and I've been arguing the semantics.